Thank you. Please be seated. Hi, my name is Dr. Stephanie Blanco. I'm the Director of Clinical Education for the Speech Pathology program here. It's my honor to welcome you to this white coat ceremony for the Speech Language Pathology graduates of the class of 2024 and 2025. To begin our program, I'd like to first introduce our Chief of the Division of Speech Language Pathology, Dr. Vikas Grover.
Thank you. Students and family members, welcome to the first white coat ceremony for our SLP students. As you know, we are here today to mark the significant moment our students enter the clinical world. Is it okay? All right. Good. This ceremony is a symbol of the responsibility and commitment made by these future speech-language pathologists. It's a time when the knowledge you have acquired meets the commitment of compassionate care. The pillars of your understanding, the art of listening, humanity, your intellect, and your expertise will work in harmony when you start practicing in the field. This ceremony isn't just about the coat. It's about what it represents. It signifies the trust your patients, their families, and the members of society put in you. You have earned it through your hard work, dedication, and consistent commitment to society. It also represents your promise to uphold professionalism, integrity, and ethics in your work. We tend to think of speech as something involving our mouth. We forget that speech has an origin and connection to our hearts and brains. The ceremony is a reminder of how complete your learning is and your willingness to commit to your journey of service towards others. You have the potential to reach others and provide impactful care. By providing speech services, you empower others to express and execute their choices. In the years to come, you may witness various situations, some to celebrate and others that may make you rethink your approach. Your commitment to learning will always be your best friend, no matter your situation. This white coat does not signify your completion, but rather the beginning of your journey. And this journey is called practice because learning never stops. So as you wear your white coat today, you'll pledge to serve and make a difference for the people you work with. You will use your thoughts, words, and actions to benefit those you serve. May this white coat be a reminder of the value of humanness that our profession allows us to connect with, the value of communication. So congratulations to each and every one of you. May your white coat symbolize the extraordinary journey you are about to embark upon, a journey of service, healing, and hope. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Grover. I'd like to now welcome a video presentation by the Chancellor and Chief Executive Officer of New York Medical College, Dr. Edward Halprin.
Hello, this is Dr. Edward Halprin, the Chancellor of New York Medical College. Happy to greet you on the occasion of your white coat ceremony for the Speech Language Pathology program. I am sorry that I cannot join you in person. As some of you may have heard, I had a heart attack last month. I am largely confined to the house on the directions of my cardiologist, and so I have to greet you through this technology rather than in person. The most important message I can give you on the donning of the white coat is that this is your entrance into clinical care, and that you need to think about the etymology of the word clinical. The word clinical has the same root as inclined, declined, or reclined. It means, if you translate the Greek into English, a place where someone lies down. So a clinic is where someone lies down and someone stands up over them. That's clinical care. A person in a position of authority is over the person who is lying down. And the most important message to remember about a clinical setting as you put on a white coat is humility. Because, as occurred to me last month, you're going to close your eyes, you're going to open your eyes, and time will have passed. And you will discover that you're not the person with the white coat standing up in the clinic. You're the person lying down. You're the subordinate person. You're the person where another person in a position of authority is giving you instructions or care. And because in the clinic, roles can be so quickly reversed, always remember when you put on the white coat to treat others as you wish to be treated, if for no other reason than because in a blink of an eye, you'll be the one lying down and someone will be treating you. So, students of speech language pathology, as you don the white coat, I welcome you to that long line of women and men, backwards and forwards in history, who have worn the white coat for the purpose of the relief of pain, the amelioration of suffering, and to help people avoid, to the extent possible, premature death. I wish you Godspeed in this next stage of your journey as speech language pathologists. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Halpern. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Robert Amler, Dean of School of Health Sciences and Practice and Vice President for Government Affairs at New York Medical College.
Good evening, everybody. It's a real treat to see everybody here with your family, friends, loved ones on this amazing occasion, putting on your white coats for the very first time. Some of you, I think, have figured I've been wearing this one for a while. Let me tell you something. I still feel something special when I put this on. Why? Three things. Number one, it's obvious when you're wearing something that's clean and white and gleaming that you are clean. If you've been in a procedure where you got blood or something else, you change. You don't walk around carrying stuff from other patients. You wash your hands thoroughly. You remember the happy birthday song, right? During COVID, we learned to wash our hands. We wash, we get clean for our patients. We also get clean mentally. At this moment, everybody here, I know, because I've been in that chair a long time ago, you're just beaming. I'm a therapist. I'm going to be a speech language pathologist. Maybe I'm the first one in my family to get to this stage in a professional career. I'm a professional now. I'm going to be a professional. I feel really important and special, and this is something I've worked for, and here I am. This is great. I had to tell you, it ends today, because when you put this on, it's no longer about you or me, Dr. Grover, Dr. Franklin, etc. It's about your client, your patient, the person who's, as Dr. Halpern said, reclining in front of you, who is there because they feel that you can help them. And what really signifies the value of your coat is that you can help them. You're going to make a difference in the life of someone else, in the lives of countless others. But there's a third aspect to wearing this white coat that I feel is so special for every one of us in this room. And that is, let's face it, this is a great profession. You're going to get licensed. You're going to get a job. And everybody will be very happy that you have a job. But this is not about a job. For everyone here, it's the beginning of a career. And a career is more than a job. I don't have to explain why. You already know. And yet, for many of you, for many of us, it's not even just a career, but it's a calling. And Dr. Halpern already spoke about this long processional line going back in the past and forward in the future of countless millions of other professionals who have worn this white garb and worn it with pride and worn it with great responsibility. So it's a happy moment. It's a matter of great pride, but it's also a matter and a moment of real humble responsibility for the tasks you'll be undertaking. Congratulations, everybody. We're going to party when we graduate. And I know some of you are graduating this year, some will be next year. It's all right. I'll wait a year. We'll get back together in a year. It'll be great. We're so grateful to have wonderful faculty who have brought us this far. Faculty, please stand for just a minute, be recognized. I know I don't have to tell you they're the best. I know they can be the toughest as well, but they really are the best. And speaking of the best, I see some very happy faces about 2/3 of the way back in the room. Let's stand for a moment, future graduates, and thank our friends, family, and loved ones. Let's give them a standing O. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Amler. We're also grateful to have the support of Dr. Ben Johnson, the Vice Dean of the School of Health Sciences and Practice. We thank him for his support of our speech program. At this time, I'd like to introduce our invited speaker, Ms. Azelle Obermeyer. Ms. Obermeyer is an occupational therapist who graduated from the University of Pretoria Bona-du-Toit OT School in 1987. She completed her post-professional master's degree in 2008 and started working on her PhD in 2017. She has worked in South Africa, Namibia, Brazil, Kenya, and the United States. She's always been actively involved in the professional associations for occupational therapy in all the countries she's worked and lived in. She's the past president of the Namibian OT Association, as well as the New York State Occupational Therapy Association. She's a past chairperson of the State Association Presidents at the American Occupational Therapy Association and was awarded as fellow in 2017. Ms. Obermeyer was appointed in her current role as Chief Clinical Officer at the Westchester Institute for Human Development, also known as WID, in 2020. Before that, she served as WID's Director of Assistive Technology since 2006. In her current role, Ms. Obermeyer oversees and manages the adult health services, the behavioral health program, the dental program, the speech and hearing center, the early intervention program, and the assistive technology and occupational therapy services at WID. Ms. Obermeyer has presented papers at a variety of conferences, colleges, and schools, and recently co-authored a chapter on cognition and executive function in children for the 3rd edition of the book, Cognition Across the Lifespan. We are grateful to have her with us today as our guest speaker. Please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Obermeyer to the stage.
Gee, that was a mouthful. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Congratulations, graduates. I know you're not graduating for a while, but this is such a milestone for you. I'm thrilled to be here and sharing with you a few of my journeys along the road and to make sure that you plan for your journey from here. When I started prepping for this, I wanted to pick a couple of quotes that I thought would mean something to you as you embark on what is ahead of you now and as you reflect on what came before this. So I started off with Alexander the Great. There is nothing impossible to those who try. And when you leave here and you go into a clinic, and I should probably stand in front of this microphone better. I'm one of those wanderers, so I'm going to try and stick to it tonight. But if you do not try, you have already failed. You can only do better if you try. And you came this far. You've done all of the work you needed to do in undergrad. You made that difficult choice of what am I going to do beyond that? What am I going to do with this bachelor's degree that I have? And you picked speech language pathology. And that's going to make a difference in the lives of hundreds, if not thousands of people in your career. And you really, really should remember that even for them, they can't get any better if they don't try, the same way you did when you took this journey. So please remember to move forward and help them try that as much as they can. The second one that I really, really enjoy to use is you define your own life. Don't let other people write your script. Oprah Winfrey said that. Be your own kind of wonderful speech language pathologist. Go out there in the world and find who you are. Don't decide today, I'm only going to work with children, or I'm only going to work with adults. Today is not the day to define that. You need to experience it all. And then you will pick what fits you best. And sometimes you get these incremental opportunities on your pathway. My boss taught me that term recently. And you have to grasp them and make the most of them, because they will shape who you become as a professional. If I can share a little personal story with you, about a year or so after I graduated from OT school, my brother was in an accident and lost his leg. And I worked in an amputation clinic at that stage of the game in South Africa. And I thought I knew everything. I went to school and I'm this. And that changed who I became as an occupational therapist for the rest of my life. I realized what a major role the people in the back of this room play in each and every one of your lives. I realized what it meant to be the sister of someone who had to go through rehab. And that changed me and what I did as an occupational therapist. It helped me grow to understand that I don't just treat a patient. I treat a patient within a system. I treat a patient within a family. And I need to appreciate how big of a role that plays. And one of those things stayed with me. And it made me the person-centered occupational therapist that I am. Long before that became a buzzword that everybody jumped on a bandwagon. It is important for you to remember that you will write your script. But by working with people, you are helping write their script. And that is a responsibility that is sitting on your shoulders and will go with you for the rest of your life. Some days that responsibility is going to weigh heavy. And other days you are going to help other people lift that heaviness off of their shoulders. But all of this is going to help you be the best speech language pathologist you can ever be. And all of it started here at New York Medical College for you. The next one I'd like to share with you is from Michelle Obama. For me, becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously toward a better self. The journey doesn't end. So you've come this far. You've ended maybe one part of a journey. You still got a ways to go to graduation, but then you start another journey. And on that journey, you may take some turns going this way, that way. Now, I landed at the Westchester Institute for Human Development, or as we affectionately called it, WID, many moons ago by accident one day. I rocked up there. Kate was working in the assistive tech program, Dr. Franklin, as you guys know her. And I needed help because I was seeing a student in a school that couldn't write or type for the life of them. And I wanted to find something that could make it better. And voice recognition in those days were in its infancy. But I rocked up there and I had a visit with Karen Vanden Heuvel, who is an occupational therapist there who's absolutely amazing. But when I walked into the room, she was unpacking an eye gaze system, which is a computer system that follows the pupils of your eyes. And if you blink, it selects the mouse on the screen. And I looked at that and I thought, it spoke to me at a level that I don't think any of us anticipated. First of all, to have that kind of control by a piece of technology. But my father had ALS. So it spoke to me at a very, very different level because I know what it was like for him in South Africa towards the end of his journey. And to know that that kind of technology existed for people after him was just unbelievable. And I have to tell you, I never left WHD after that. I started volunteering there, and then I got a position there, and I worked with Kate for quite a while, and then I became the director of the program, and now I'm the chief clinical officer. So I had all these forward motions in my career, but they all built me and the professional and the clinician that I became, just as they are going to do for you on this journey. So when you guys get through your fieldwork, some of you may have already worked with us at WIHD or at Westchester Medical Center. Some of you may still do that. It is unbelievable for us to see how you guys grow during that time, and the professionals that you become, and the difference it makes every time you work through one of those forward motions to make sure that you continue on your journey of enriching the lives of other people, but also of yourself. And then the last one I'd like to share with you is education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. And I wouldn't be South African if I didn't share that one with you, would I? Hence the accent. In my opinion, education is what helps us all move forward in our lives, and helping people to educate them how they can make their lives better is what you are going to do. But this education that you got here at New York Medical College's Speech and Language Pathology program is setting you up for success in your career. And I'm sure you all know this. But I do think that looking at the faculty here and also the adjunct faculty that I've gotten to know over the years, these people are committed to making sure that you guys get the best education in this field that can set you up for success in your career. And I am so proud and so humbled that I was asked to speak to you a little bit about your journey moving forward. And I am thrilled to see at all these beautiful faces, but what I love most is to see the excitement on your faces and to see how much you look forward to what's waiting for you when you don this white coat. So congratulations, each and every one of you. Please embrace this journey. Make the most of it, because that's going to make a difference in the lives of the people you serve, and that is the ultimate reward. I thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Obermeyer. I'd now like to introduce alumnus Mr. Andrew Kelts from our Speech Language Pathology class of 2020. Andrew Kelts is a speech language pathologist who specializes in voice and upper airway disorders and is currently working at the Yale Voice Center at Greenwich Hospital. Before becoming an SLP, Andrew worked as a singer and actor for over a decade, performing in plays, musicals, and concerts in the United States and abroad. After finishing his graduate studies at New York Medical College, Andrew completed a clinical fellowship in voice, upper airway, and swallowing disorders at the Lakeshore Professional Voice Center in Michigan. Andrew's research interests include vocal warm-up and rescue strategies for professional voice users. He currently serves as an adjunct assistant professor here at New York Medical College, teaching the graduate level voice disorders course. Please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Andrew Kelts.
Thank you, Dr. Blanco. Thank you to the department for having me. It's really an honor for me to be here. And it's a joy for me to see all these familiar faces who are a part of my journey to get to this point, and also these familiar faces that I know as students from last summer, and to see the faces of students that I have yet to meet, but I really look forward to meeting you this summer as we learn more about voice and upper airway disorders. So Dr. Grover asked me to share some of my thoughts at this momentous occasion in your careers. And I wear a white coat at my job, and it is something that I take a lot of pride in, and it means a lot to me. So I want to share some of my thoughts about what it means to wear a white coat with you, and I want to invite you as I share some of what it means to me, to think about what it might mean to you. If any of these ideas resonate with you, that would be great. And I'd be really interested to hear about what new things it might mean to you. So the white coat, as we've heard already, it's a symbol of being a healthcare professional. It's a symbol that represents you being a trusted source of information and a person that can be trusted with an individual's private health information. It represents that you will approach someone with care and respect. And it represents that you know how to help someone, or that you will know how to guide them toward the help that they need. In graduate school, which wasn't that long ago for me, I remember how stressful it could be studying for quizzes and exams. And there's a lot that these amazing people ask us to know, right? In this very rigorous program, right? We cover a lot. Speech, language, communication, cognition, feeding, swallowing over the course of the entire lifespan, right? From the neonatal ICU all the way to someone at the very end of life. This white coat reminds us why we put in all that hard work. You are not making this investment of time, hard work, and money in order to simply get good grades in your classes. Don't get me wrong, for those of you who are going to take my class this summer, I want you to get good grades, but that's not why you're doing it. The white coat reminds us that the reason we do all of this hard work is so that we can help people. We do it so that we have the skills and the knowledge to make a difference in someone else's life. Wearing the white coat is a privilege. That is something that you have already earned. You're sitting here in this room. You have worked incredibly hard. You and your families have made sacrifices to get you to this point. You've stayed up late studying, preparing lesson plans, thinking about your evidence-based rationale for every choice you say on any of those plans. You have earned the privilege to join the ranks of healthcare professionals who don the white coat. But that privilege also comes with a responsibility. It comes with the responsibility to do the right thing. Even if sometimes it's the hard thing, to do the right thing. It comes with a responsibility to be ethical, to treat people with compassion and kindness, to know what it is that you know and what you don't know. Know your own limitations and know when it's appropriate to suggest that somebody see a colleague of yours that may better have the tools to help that person. It's a responsibility to provide evidence-based care and to have a rationale for every clinical choice that you make. It is a responsibility to continue learning and to commit to being the best version of yourself every day that you put on that white coat. I want to share a story that was actually in my personal statement that I wrote when I applied to New York Medical College. But my grandfather, who was a physician, and he loved his career. It was what he was born to do. When anybody asked him what his advice for healthcare providers would be, his advice was that no matter what you're telling someone, whether you're sharing good news, bad news, they're dealing with some challenging things and you're a part of that journey with them, that if someone comes and sits in your office and comes to seek care with you, they should leave that encounter feeling better. That part of our role is to make people feel better. So I want to encourage you to have that be there as you encounter any patient going through any different challenges and families, that part of what we can do is just share kindness and compassion and know that by them unloading some of what they're going through onto us and our expertise, we have a part in making them feel better. So congratulations in reaching this really meaningful milestone. and go out there with your white coats and make us all proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. We'll now move forward with the moment everyone's been waiting for, the donning of the white coats. I'd like to ask our esteemed faculty to come up to the stage to help. Professor Katie Ballerini, Professor Amy Rickard, Professor Catherine Paulino Gomez, Dr. Monica McHenry, Dr. Kate Franklin, and Dr. Vikas Grover. Just so all are aware of the procedure, I will read 5 students' names at a time. Please hold your applause until all 5 names are read. If you don't follow this, there's a dinosaur in the audience who will find you. Students, as your names are called, please proceed to a faculty member, hand them your white coat. Once all 5 names are read, I'll say coats on. The faculty member will then help you don your white coat. Yeah. After your white coat is on, applause. Remain on stage for a moment for your family and friends to take any pictures they might want to. Then proceed to Dr. Grover, who will congratulate you. Then return to your seats and be seated. Shall we do this? Okay. We're going to start with the class of 2024. Daniela Ashman, Haley Bagnato, Jericho Batista, Kelsey Bunce, Ellen Tsai. Coats on. Thank you. Megan Callahan Scarcella, Juliana Calagero, Mina Cho, Jenna Coladarsi, Holly Cugini. Coats on. Liz. What? No. Mhm. Olivia DiBiase, Jillian Doherty, Hodina El Sayed, Mashira El Sayed. Dinosaur? I'm just Mary Galgano. Coats on. What? Jillian. Ava Gallo, Jarena Harmon, Caitlin Yench, Callie Johansson. Wendy Calver. Coats on. Nicole Knutin. Brianne Ledzinski. Alicia Lorenz. Anastasia Lysenko. Rachel Mack. Coats on. Congrats. Congrats. Congratulations. Congratulations. Harapar Mehta. Alyssa Maldonado. Yannick Morris. Taylor Mosey. Julia Murkowski. Coats on. Anushka Parak. Ariana Rich. Maria Nadine Season. Emma Stover. Tatiana Taveras. Coats on. Isabella Vargas. Stephanie White. Coats on. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Hey, now the class of 2025. All right. Ashley Adams. Nicole Akihe. Anna Arbelize. Susanna Oyoung. Emily Azimi. Coats on. Amanda Bianco, Pascal Brown, Arislady Cepeda, Heywan Chow, Julia Denk. Coats on. Angela Ennis, Kiana Espiritu, Shannon Finn, Rowena Ganeshan, Andrea Jacaro. Coats on. Madeline Kunak, Isabella LeBlanc, Lynn McFadden, Patusha Mark, Chabeli Martinez. Coats on. Evia Mascaro, Ariana Morrison, Valentina Oso, Morgan Ritchie, Summer Riddle. Coats on. Taylor Salerno, Nicole Sanchez, Swatija Sawant, Caroline Swift, Dana Vaughn. Coats on. Hmm? Yeah, coats on. Coats on. Yeah. Congrats. Hmm. Sophie Weissman, Eva Weldler, Coats on. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We ask the faculty to now please return to their seats with the exception of Professor Catherine Paulino Gomez, who will lead the class in reciting the pledge. We also ask the faculty and students to now please stand.
As I enter the profession of speech-language pathology, I respectfully and willingly pledge the following. I will commit myself to the ethical, responsible, and diligent practice of speech-language pathology. I will respect and uphold the laws and regulations that govern my profession, adhere to its ethical principles, and accept the profession's self-imposed standards. I will faithfully honor the inherent dignity of all and treat those who depend on my help with respect, consideration, and appreciation for our diversities. I will hold paramount the welfare of persons I serve, as well as those who are participants in research and scholarly activities. I will always protect the rights and confidentiality of those who seek my help, and act only for their benefit. I will continually strive to learn, further my professional competence, accurately share my knowledge for those who seek it, and advocate for that unmet communication and swallowing needs of the public. I will always conduct myself with dignity, maintain collaborative and harmonious interprofessional relationships, and place service to humankind before my personal and material gain. With honor and pride, I commit myself to the profession of speech-language pathology.
Hey, students and faculty, you may be seated. Thank you, everyone, for attending this special ceremony today. As we conclude, I'd like to make some final acknowledgements. Please join me in a round of applause for Michael Cotter and the audiovisual team for their contributions to the success of the ceremony and all the assistance they provide. A thank you to Dr. Halprin, Dr. Amler, Dr. Johnson for their support of our speech-language pathology program. A thank you to the Division of SLP's dedicated faculty, clinical educators, and administrative staff for their unwavering support and dedication to the students' academic and clinical success. A thank you to Dr. Grover and Elizabeth Carrion for their diligent efforts in making this ceremony happen for our students. For the graduate students, family, and friends who have offered and continue to offer such crucial support to our students. And finally, to all members of the class of 2024 and 2025 for their hard work and dedication, congratulations.